Theresa and Theresa co-founded the Chromatic Brass Collective, which champions diversity in the brass community, and renewed under her artistic moniker Dizygotic Energy. Theresa's been forming this new music and this new topics. We'll talk about it more after, but for now, Theresa May.
Hey y'all. My name is Theresa May, as Alula just said. I go by Dizygotic Energy. I'm really happy to be here. Thanks for joining me in this space and convening with me today. And I'm super excited to share my music with y'all today. Adjusting. Thank y'all. That last one was called Black Recollections. I started this project a few years ago, and I was just making music, a lot of music, making my own beats during the pandemic, and I enjoyed it immensely. I keep saying when people were learning how to make bread, I was teaching myself how to make beats. And then I was like, oh, this is cool. I want to do more of this. So this one, however, Black Recollections, I did not make the beat for that one. The beat for that one is made by my friend and colleague, Robin Hyperius Blake, who's an amazing saxophone player back home in Cleveland, Ohio. I was like, hey, you want to write this beat for me? And here is what I want the beat to be about. So Black Recollections, I come from a huge family, and the matriarchs are now passed away. Passed away on both sides of the family. Family is scattered. I have hundreds and hundreds of cousins. We no longer gather like we used to. So I wrote this song about just all the memories and great recollections of family times, of like going to Sunday dinners. We used to go to my grandma's house. All the cousins and nieces and nephews would be there. We'd eat all the things and all the pies and, make fun of each other and have a great time. There were cookouts. There were all types of things from my childhood that no longer happen now, but I still hold a place for those things in my life, even though they're not, exactly current. So that was called Black Recollections. This next song is called Universal Return. I wrote this one in 2024. I took a really big break about a year or so, and it was the first break I've ever taken as a freelancer and musician. I stopped gigging. I had to take care of some health things. I was dealing with a ridiculous amount of performance anxiety. And I remember talking to my friends and colleagues, and we were all just kind of burnt out as well. And so I wrote this for myself, but also for my friends and all of you who need, a nudge and a reminder to return to the part of our younger selves. Like when we were kids, we create all the time. Creating wasn't stressful. When I was younger, I started playing trumpet when I was 9. And I would just play. It didn't matter really what came out of my trumpet, but I was just so happy and excited to play and create with other people. And I think something happens between adolescence and when we are kids to adult, and we kind of lose that sense of wonder and that sense of excitement and also the sense of creativity that we had when we were kids. So Universal Return is about returning to that part of our younger selves. Thank you. That was Universal Return. This next one is called Enigma. Black woman trumpet player, classically trained. I found myself in spaces where I am like the one of only, and I feel like people have a hard time placing me and figuring out what I'm doing in a lot of the rooms that I'm in. So I wrote this about often being perceived as an enigma and a person who lots of people don't really get me until they talk to me a bit. I am a bit shy, so if I'm in a large group of people, I'm hiding in the corner somewhere. But if I have my trumpet, it's a lot easier. Also, I've been in spaces where walking in with the band, sometimes even have my trumpet in my hand, and I'll get the question like, "Are you the vocalist?" I'm like, no, I'm not the vocalist. You know, there's so many stories, they go on and on, really. So this one is called Enigma. Thank y'all. There's some vocals in there. I'm not quite brave enough to sing in live yet. Working on it. But in case you couldn't pick out the lyrics, when I wrote this, I just did kind of a series of connected words, and whatever came to mind after I wrote the beat. The words were mystery, history, her story, my story, learning me, knowing me, being me, loving me, imagine, enigma. For this next one, I'm gonna bring up, Olula. So I've been kind of along the same lines of what Universal Return is about. I got to a place and I just needed music that settled my brain and settled my heart. So I just started creating music that would hopefully do that for others. So my stuff is on kind of chill, and this next one is called Meandering Mind, and I wrote it just kind of to space out a bit. So you'll hear just a couple repetitive things, and whatever kind of needs to come to mind, I hope that comes to mind for you during this one. This is Meandering Mind. like that one. We gotta do that stuff. We gotta do more of that. That was called Meandering Mind. This next one is called Green. And when I was writing or making this beat, I was thinking about all of the positive aspects that the color green gives us. So like a sense of renewed. My EP, which Enigma is on the EP that's back there. Yes, I love coffee. So if enough of you buy EPs, I'm like set for coffee for the rest of the month. It's May is a long one. Green evokes emotions of growth and hopefully peacefulness and a sense of renewal. So hope you enjoy this one, Green. That was green. Thank you, Olula, for joining me. So that was Thanks, y'all, again for coming out. I've got just a couple more before we have our conversation. Thank you. Those last three ones, the first one was called Kismet. I am a person who does not really believe in coincidences, so thank y'all for being here. There's a reason why I'm here, and I'm glad I'm able to share my things with all of y'all here today. The second one went into a song called Purpose. Purpose is also on my EP, Renewed, back there. And the last one that started with the loop is called Power. I'm going to do just one more. I'm super thankful again for being here. It's a beautiful day. I needed the sunshine. So thank y'all, Chicago. In 2022 or 2023, it was like a great part of my musician career. And then it was like high and then very low times. I fell and busted my lip, and I couldn't play. I had some dental stuff that I still have to get fixed. I couldn't play for a while, and I didn't know if I would be able to play. When I was trying to rebuild my chops back up, I made the horn line to this song, and I remember playing through the horn lick, and it sounded like trash at the time because my face was still repairing. But I was so thankful to be able to play it again. The name of this song is called Gratitude. So the horn part is from when I was recouping from my busted lip. And then the rest of it I just wrote this year, or nope, it's 2026 now. The rest of it I just wrote last year in 2025, and I wanted to make a full song out of it to remind me to remain grateful in all situations. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for listening. This is my last one. It's called Gratitude. so much for being here. My name is Theresa May, aka Dizygotic Energy. Thank you.
For those of you who haven't been to the AfriClassical Futures show before, we always include a bit of conversation because we think, in addition to hearing people and hearing their music, it's important to hear their voices and their words and the things they have to say. So make yourselves comfortable. Who's going to talk for a bit?
Thank you, Theresa. Oh, there's a little reverb on this. Yeah, let's give it up one more time.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So I'm not going to point the microphone at this speaker. It's one thing. Because I love and respect y'all. I was really excited to bring Theresa here from Cleveland. For those of you who don't know, I'm originally from Cleveland. And I moved my home base back a couple of years ago. And I started meeting just like all these amazing Black artists. I was like, wait, what? And I think, you and I have shared a lot of experiences together about the scene, about what it's like, maybe the lack there of support. But there's also like a lot of vibrancy. So I wondered if you could kind of share about how you got into music through like bands and this, and how you found your way into classical music.
So I'll take it back to when I first started playing trumpet. My father is a trumpet player, so I started trumpet because I wanted to play like my father. I used to always pick up his instruments, and he finally was like, all right, I'll teach you how to play cornet. So I started on cornet. When I was younger, I used to attend the Salvation Army for church. And the Salvation Army is very heavy in brass band. So that's where I got my start in like the British style brass band, which is really, adjacent to classical music in the major way. When it came time for me to decide what I wanted to do with the rest of my life when I had to go to college, which is crazy at 18 to do that, I was like, well, I know how to play trumpet. Let's do this. I had a short detour. I was a music therapy major. I was a music therapy major for 3.5 years, and at the very last moment, when I was almost done, I quit and then went. Y'all know, yes.
Give one up for quitting.
Y'all know the vibes. So I quit that and decided I just wanted to play trumpet full time. I wasn't practicing guitar and piano enough anyway, and I really enjoyed playing trumpet. So I started my career as a trumpet performance major at tail end of my undergraduate career. I was really excited to embark on this whole professional orchestral trumpet player world until I wasn't.
Yeah, until you got in it. I mean, what you shared with the song Enigma, again, we've shared a lot about relating. I think that there's a particular loneliness to being Black and classically trained, continually finding yourself in situations in which you're the only or one of few. I have also got the oh, I go to school for music. Oh, are you a jazz singer? No, I play cello. Oh, you play jazz cello?
Exactly.
No, here's a shovel. It'll be easier to dig yourself. But so coming out of conservatory, you went to Cincinnati. What was your journey like from then until the pandemic when you started to make these beats and find your own voice?
Yeah, that was quite a journey. When I left the conservatory after grad school, I knew I, in fact, did not want to become an orchestral trumpet player. Music was actually not fun for me. I developed these things where I couldn't actually start a note, which is fairly common, because grad school makes us crazy, apparently. And I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I was working at Office Max and knew that that wasn't it. And I knew I loved playing trumpet. I loved teaching. I loved teaching my trumpet lessons. And I remember this exact moment. I was practicing in a church. They used to allow me to practice during the day. And I was practicing some old old classical trumpet solos that I learned previously. And a light bulb, I took a breath in a place that I'd never taken a breath before, and like I didn't get in trouble for it. And I was like, what? I can do whatever I want. It was in that moment that I realized that like I can do whatever I want. And so my journey from there to now really started with that moment when I'm like, wow, I can do what I can breathe wherever I want. I can write and make whatever I want. I don't have to do this one thing. I can do, 18 things if I wanted to and if I feel led to do that. So it was me like learning and finding the audacity to do these things because no one was telling me, well, I wasn't allowing anyone to tell me that I couldn't.
Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, yeah, that's a word. In that, like, so again, for those of us who come through classical education, like, we can get really ingrained in us about, like, not just the right and wrong ways to do things, to approach our instrument, tone, sound, all these things, but even who gets to write music, who gets to be a composer,
Yep.
and what a composer is, which is, like, placed on this whole other level of, like, masterful genius. I myself have found it's been tough to break that down. What's it been like for you to start writing your own music?
It's definitely a wall that I'm continually trying to break down. I feel like sometimes when we are creating, it's like I use GarageBand to create all my beats. It was free, it came with my laptop, and I like it. But there are some spaces where, like, if you're not using Ableton or whatever, then you're not really a producer or whatever. So I'm still very much unlearning all of that bullshit. So it's a process, yeah.
Beautiful. So I wonder, well, one of the things that I've really loved in doing this series is we've gotten to speak with so many musicians who've come through this training and who have found their own voice, often by reconnecting with Black music, with diasporic music, with traditions that come from our peoples, our communities. I see that very much in your work. I know that being a part of Mourning a Black Star was a big part of that. Could you tell us a little bit about Mourning a Black Star and
Yes.
How that influenced or changed your musicality?
Yes, Mourning a Black Star, it's an all-original band. We're all based in Cleveland. There's 8 of us. I'm no longer in the band, but huge part of me finding my way back to creativity. We create Black music, and it's a great time. It was the first time being in a space where, no one cares if you know all of your scales. We don't care if you know the note names. We just care if your music can speak to us. We care if we can all sit and create in the room and we're able to treat each other with respect, because we don't care about that. That was one of the first times as a musician and as a freelancer that I was in a space where, no one cares about your degrees in trumpet. If you're coming with a shitty attitude and not able to catch the vibe, we don't care about that. So, playing with Mourning a Black Star, I was with the band for 8 years. The band has been in existence for 10 years. And I remember it started off with the 3 vocalists, and then they had 2 drummers, and then the founder of the band, R.A. Washington, saw me performing with an Afrobeat band, and later hit me up and asked if I wanted to be a part of the band. I went to see them live, and I was like, yes, I absolutely do want to be in this band. And then it kind of grew from there. And just learning how to create again, like my song Universal Return, and finding that space where it felt safe to create and safe to try stuff. Yeah.
So beautiful. Speaking, of feeling safe to try things, to reconnect deeper with your own like musical experience and expression and story. I wonder if you could tell us about your moniker, Dizygotic Energy.
Yes. So, I don't know, maybe some of our families are probably similar. So my family, there's a whole lot of us, not in my immediate family, but the outgrowth of us is a lot. There's certain things that we don't talk about, right? That's like hush hush, no one brings it up, or things that are like painful and we don't talk about those things. I was born a twin, and I never really talked about this until a few years ago, when I started this project. Like, I've always felt like there was someone protecting me. There's been situations where I'm like, I should not be alive today. And when I create, I also feel like sometimes I'm just going into another world, another place, and someone's helping me and literally sending me the notes to play or the vibe of the beat that I'm making. And I have no doubt that that's my twin sister, Felicia. And because I felt that way so strongly when I'm creating, I named this project after my twin, basically. Dizygotic means fraternal twin in the medical land, and Dizygotic Energy came to me pretty straight away when I was thinking of the name for this project. Thank you.
And finally, how do you see your musical output growing from here? Process output.
Yeah, yes. Well, I'm hoping, it's hard as artists and as freelancers to find time to do all the things because we wear 25 hats and have 15 jobs. I'm hoping to be able to carve out more space so I can continue to create more. I think that's what's up next for me. This is my 10th show as Dizygotic Energy. So it's been really exciting for me. I'm just kind of enjoying this process of where it is right now, but I'm hoping to create more and perform and share my stories as much as possible. It's the only space where I really feel comfortable sharing in this way. Otherwise, find me in that corner, somewhere in the room.
I will be there too. So thank you so much, Theresa May, Dizygotic Energy. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Camila and the folks at The.BlkRoom for having us here. Thank you to my co-curator, Julian Otis, for being my partner in crime in this adventure. Give it up one more time for Theresa May.
Thank you.
Get home safe, y'all.